Well, hello, Tea Timers, and welcome to another day of Tea Time Tuesday here at the Renewal Center. It's so good to see everyone out there today. This is wonderful. I hope everyone is having a great, beautiful Tuesday afternoon. Good afternoon, Monique. It's good to see you. Good afternoon, Hope. It's good to see you too. I'm telling you, we're just excited about a great day here at the Renewal Center. It's just beautiful all the way around. And we're glad that you are streaming live along with us today. And so we want to just go ahead and invite each and every one of you to go ahead and share this on your social media pages. We're excited that you're going to share this Tea Time Tuesday because we're jumpstarting and kickstarting September. And this is a great month because we have a lot in store here at the Renewal Center and want to begin sharing that with you. So once again, we're glad that you're joining with us, Tea Timers. And hello, Nichelle. It's good to see you too. And for those of you that are new, we are taking the time to pause. We're taking a dedicated day to pause, which is Tuesday afternoon, to reset, to get ourselves reset and to build resilience. And that's what it's all about here at the Renewal Center. So we want to go ahead and get our viewers up today. Go ahead and share on your social media platform, on your own pages, and invite your friends, invite your colleagues, grab your tea. We want you to go ahead and get your Tea Time journal so that we are ready to start looking at what we're going to talk about today. But before I talk about our renewal practice today, we want to go ahead and kick off the month of September with National Self-Awareness Month. That's right, National Self-Care Awareness Month. I'll repeat that again. National Self-Care Awareness Month. And this month, the month of September, we're going to dedicate to ourselves on establishing and fostering a positive mindset. And that's through caring for ourselves physically, mentally, and emotionally. Self-care is really self-kindness. And we can, we want to foster that by incorporating more of self-kindness into our daily lives. So we can incorporate that into our daily routine. This month is a great month to start jump-starting and kick-starting self-kindness to ourselves. And so throughout the month of September, we're going to be talking more and more and doing things around self-care as we incorporate that into our daily living. So we're excited about that. And so while we are on that note, let's go into our tea of the week. So excited about our tea of the week. Tea of the week is lemon verbena. And that's a great tea that's appreciated by a lot of different tea drinkers. So many tea drinkers love lemon verbena. Here's a little bit of information about it. Lemon verbena has a very invigorating taste. It's known for its refreshing lemony scent. Lemon verbena tea comes from, it's an actual herbal tea that comes from the lemon verbena. It's coming from the lemon verbena plant. And it has I would say it has originated from South America, specifically from Argentina. If you want to do a little bit more research on lemon verbena, you can drink lemon verbena and prepare it just like your regular tea. You just steep the leaves and add your sweetener of choice. That's right, Monique. I love lemon tea too. And it has a nice, very refreshing and that lemony scent. How many of you like lemons? We always talk about the citrus fruits, but actually, this comes from the lemon verbena plant. It's very simple to make and it's very delicious. So why not start the month of September with a very delicious tea? Our tea of the week, lemon verbena. And so while we are here, I'm looking at our viewers. We want to get those viewers up today. We want to make sure that we're sharing this with everyone because we have a great renewal practice today. We don't want to miss today, and we're excited about that. And before we get started with that, we actually want to take time to incorporate everybody, all of our tea timers. What are you drinking out there? Go ahead and put it in the chat. What are you drinking out there so we all can share in our responses today? So good to see everyone. And while you're doing that, we're going to take time. I see the internet is doing a little something here. I'll repeat that. We've had a long Labor Day weekend, and I hope that it's been refreshing for everyone. But now it's time to kind of stop and pause in the middle of the day, the work week, to give ourselves time to reset ourselves and to build resilience. Yes, Hope. I love lemon verbena too. It's a good, very good tea. let's go ahead into our time of locating ourselves. So they're going to get a visual imagery of something here that will actually cause us to relax. So just relax your shoulders, relax your mind for a minute, and allow the picture to just settle in as we get ready to locate ourselves. Take some good deep breaths in and out and just relax your hands. Hmm. That was very nice. Thank you so much for joining me today with locating yourself. And then also hope that you were thinking positive thoughts as you were taking time to relax. And let's go ahead right into our renewal practices. We're going to go ahead and bring our executive director on, Patrick J. Brown, over there in the broadcasting room today.
Hey there, Carmela.
Hi.
Happy welcome September.
Yes.
New season, new you.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for opening us up. Thanks everybody for welcoming us to Tea Time. We welcome you. We want to encourage you to please like and share, tag your friends. If you're on the YouTube channel, copy the link and post it on your pages or share it with your friends and family. And let's connect today in some incredible renewal practices. As Carmela started out with how it is National Self-Care Awareness Month. Over here at the Renewal Center, we're always focused on renewal practices. So today I have some renewal practices that I'd like you to be prepared for. So hopefully you have your journal. Make sure that you have everything that you need, because let's go ahead and engage. Mel, do you want to stay on today? What you want to do? You want to just...
Yeah, I'll join in with you.
Sounds good. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
All right, everybody, let's dive into, again, I also want to say today is Giving Tuesday here at the Renewal Center. So just want to remind you, we are a nonprofit organization here in Concord, North Carolina, 159 Church Street. So as you consider and think through today's renewal practice at tea time, please consider donating to the Renewal Center, becoming a partner. We have incredible programming that has transformed lives, is renewing lives, it's renewing minds and restoring lives. So I want to encourage you that at the bottom of the screen, there's the way that you can give through our website. We also have various other ways of giving, and we'll have those at the end of our program and throughout our time today. All right, so let's go ahead and dive right in, Mel. Today, I'd like to emphasize some very important principles as you start out your month of September. Today's emphasis is going to be on soul care. Soul care. I want you to just really pause here for a moment. I know we say a lot of things about self-care. We're going to emphasize care of your soul. Care of your soul. And how do we actually do that? And why is this important that we care for our soul? And so one of the ways we're going to do that today is we're going to go through some renewal practices that will help us do that. Good afternoon, Nicole. So good to have you on. Thank you so much. Good to see you. Soul care. All right. So if there's others out there that you think need to be on this today, tag them. You need to come on. Tea Time is talking about soul care today. All right. So how are we going to do this? Well, First of all, this is our definition of soul care: the intentional practice of integrating all aspects of human experience. It's intentional. Intentional. Everybody type in the comments intentional. Intentional. Soul care is intentional. Why do you think that soul care is intentional? See, a lot of times self-care has become a term that many times people think you just go over to a spa, or you do something for yourself, which those are true elements of self-care. But I like to emphasize it's not about just doing what's needed to refuel yourself, but it's also knowing what drains you. It's also being aware of what drains you. That's right. It is intentional, everybody. Go ahead and type out intentional. Good afternoon, Michelle. So good to have you on. Thank you so much. Hello. Good afternoon to you. So again, I want everybody to type in intentional if you can. And one thing about soul care that we're focusing on today, it is about being intentional. So it's a practice of integrating all aspects of human experience. Intentionality. Intentionality.
Yes.
Looking at where you are. So today's focus is on soul care. On soul care. That's the important part of what we're focusing on today. So it's not about looking at anybody else. It is about looking at yourself. All right. It's easy when we start looking at others and saying what others are or aren't doing. And it's important that we look at the state of our own soul. So, Mel, that's what we're going to focus on today.
Yes.
Right.
I
so
like
when you think about the term intention and this definition about integrating all aspects of human experience, what does that mean to you? And tea timers, what does this mean to you, this definition? Mel, go ahead and share.
Oh, well, I love the word intentionality. I use it quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
But when we're talking about being intentional about self-care, soul care, it's being deliberate. It is actually, to me, it's having a habitual practice, and you're making it a priority in your life. And it's something that you sustain over time. That's what I like about intentionality. Intentionality kind of keeps us accountable. It kind of puts feet to fire, and we jump on top of that, idea of soul care, and we're doing it.
And then integrating.
Yeah.
So we're not just being linear in one area.
I believe that is true.
One area, and then as a result of that, other areas become what?
Imbalanced. It's imbalanced.
All over the place, like weeds in a garden, because we're not tending to the garden. And so soul care, in our definition today of our renewal practice, is about the intentional practice of integrating all aspects of human experience. So I like from our audience, when we say all aspects of human experience, what does that mean when in your life about integrating all aspects of human experience? Would like to hear from you to just get through your lens and your perspective, what that means when we talk about integrating all aspects of human experience. And so we talk about intentionality, right? But the second part of this definition is about integrating all aspects of human experience. Would love to hear from you in terms of what that means to your life. All right, let's keep moving in our renewal practice for today. All right, so here's another phrase. Each area needs care. Each area needs attention. Each area needs what? Care. And each area needs attention. So the question now would be, as we begin our renewal practice for today, is about what areas of your life needs care that you need to pay attention to. What areas of your life you need to care more for, and what areas of your life do you need to pay more attention to? If you want to share that in the comments, please feel free, or write it down in your journal. Now, remember, you're going to go back to this. All right, let's hear some of the comments in terms of where we are right now. Absolutely soul care. We're being intentional. Michelle says this: totality of my being, existence on a continual wholeness journey. Thank you for sharing that. Anybody else? What does this mean when we talk about the area of integrating all aspects of human experience? What does that mean to you when you say all aspects? From my view, I think about not just my emotional state or mental state. It's also financial. It's also my nutrition. It's my sleeping habits and sleeping patterns. Carmela, what about you? When you think through areas of all aspects of human experience, what comes top of mind for you?
Okay, well, I'm looking at, I'm looking at personal development for one, because sometimes we don't look at that as self-care, and we owe ourselves the time and space to achieve our goals. So that would be self-commitment. That's a part of self-care, taking the time to do what's necessary for us to move forward and whatever, in our personal development, sharpening ourselves. It could also mean, I would say, when you need to bounce back and recover. Say you've experienced something, and then you want to give yourself some grace. We talk about that quite a bit, but that's a part, I believe that's a part of self-care, is allowing us to be kind to ourselves, allowing us the time to bounce back, to recover, and to begin again.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
that's good. Thank you for sharing that. Anybody else out there, tea timers, your thoughts on all aspects of human experience in terms of integrating that? When we think of integration, that means that there's several different moving parts. We're being congruent. We're bringing them all together. We're not just thinking linear or compartmentalizing our lives. And then, of course, as we shared earlier, it is about each area needs care. And I want you to think about this as you're journaling, as you're writing down, as you're reflecting. And that means your entire life, your job, your professional life, your business. That's also part of soul care. Yes. All right. That needs care. That needs attention.
Yes.
Okay. Let's keep going. Michelle says, what comes to mind is accepting the good and the bad and making adjustments as necessary in every area of life. Monique says, having a balanced lifestyle that involves all areas of who I am and how I am evolving in life. I want to thank everyone for your comments today. And so write those things down. As you're responding, think about what you're going to do differently. What are you doing differently concerning your soul care? This is a little different than self-care in terms of what people are used to, connecting. So again, each area needs care. Each area needs attention. Think about what areas of your life need care and what areas of your life, your soul care, needs more attention that you need to attune into. Otherwise, if you don't, then it's going to be like a weed and just get out of balance, get out of order. It won't be checked. It won't have checks and balances as a result of neglecting it or not paying close attention to the details. All right. Hope shares with us today, soul care, securing my identity. Absolutely. Securing your identity. Thank you for sharing that today. Securing identity is important. What does that mean as you're securing your identity as well? Thank you for sharing that. All right. So let's continue down this path today. What I'd like you to do is, and again, from a self-care perspective, it's everything you do between doctor's appointments to care for total health. That's self-care. So from the last time that you were at your doctor's appointment to now to the next one, what are you doing in between your doctor's appointments? That's self-care. That's how you eat. That's how you sleep. That's how you feel. That's how you think. What are you doing between your doctor's appointments? That's actually self-care. That also means what you're not doing, what's not taking place between doctor's visits. Oh, I'll get to it. Oh, I'm going to get to it. Well, I pray all the time, but I'm praying and I'm praying, but I'm not taking care of my diet and nutrition. Or I'm not working out the way I need to, or I'm not managing my schedule the way I need to, or I'm not stress management concerns. You gotta, every area needs to be totally looked at.
Yeah.
Or you don't want to be so fit that you're not working on communication skills, you're not working on active listening skills. See, soul care is the totality of it. Whereas from a self-care perspective, again, let me bring this back up. It is about, again, What are you doing between doctor's appointments to care for total health?
That's good.
Okay, so let's just think about this. What are you doing in between that? I want you to consider that today as we're focusing on not just soul care, integrating all aspects of human experience, self-care. What are you doing in between those appointments? I had an annual physical last June to June or August to August or whatever. What are you doing in between those times? What kind of decisions are you making? What choices are you making? What's taking place physically? How are you working on stress management? What are you doing in terms of your mind and your thoughts? All those things are important. All right. Hey, Dad. Hello. Good to have you on, Dr. Brown. I'm trying to get my dear. Drinking, eating, exercising, relaxation. All right. Everybody go ahead and hashtag dear.
Yes.
Drinking, eating, exercising, and relaxing. Thank you for sharing that with us today. Charlisa, good afternoon as well. Good to have you on. All right, so everyone, let's go through just a recap before we actually do our renewal practice. We're not going to be long because this is something you're going to take offline and you're going to work this out for the rest of your week. Again, we're talking about soul care. Why are we focusing on soul care? Again, the intentional practice of integrating all aspects of human experience. How do we do that? By each area needs care. Each area needs attention. And what is self-care? Again, everything you do between doctor's appointments to care for health. That's important. So what are we going to do today? We're going to do a getting clear renewal practice. I want you to conduct a self-inventory by reviewing your texts, blogs, posts, journals, and emails over the last 6 months, or maybe the last 3 months. You're going to conduct a self-inventory. What types of texts are you sending, postings, conversations, emails, blogs, responses for the last 3 to 6 months? Really look at what you're saying. Now, you gotta be honest about where you are in order for you to really look at your soul. Okay, so we're taking a soul inventory today, and we're going to start today, and you're going to do this for the rest of the week so you can shift how you are paying attention and taking care of your soul in the month of September. So I want to give you 30 seconds to just pause and think about your texting. Think about your responses. Think about maybe your blogs and your posts. What's really taking place in what you do? Christina says she's taking small steps to eat cleaner. Let's think about this. Conduct a self-inventory, review your texts, your blogs, your posts, your journals, your emails over the last 6 months. Got it? Now, let's keep going here. What's next? Then you're going to ask yourself, what do I see? What patterns appear? Carmela, you want to chime in at all? Share, please interrupt and go right in. Are moving? What common themes? What criticism and praise are you giving yourself? Are you responding with victim or victorious mindsets? Look at what you see. And again, what are you looking at? You're looking at your self-inventory, not anybody else. You're looking at your own text, your own words, your own blogs and posts and journals and emails. What's been taking place? Because how you handle one thing generally is how you handle everything if you don't take inventory. So looking at your patterns, looking at your cycles, common themes. Mel, we want to share anything? What's top of mind in terms of what we're doing right now as far as this inventory?
Yeah, well, I like this inventory. Actually, I like it because when we talk about paying attention, really draws us into looking at what is the input and the output. I was thinking about the fact that we all have human experiences.
Yeah.
And because human experiences happen all the time, and you're right, they can happen in our text messages and in our blogs and what are our emails or even our interactions. And the thing about it is the human experiences Could it be positive input in,
Mm-hmm.
and then you get positive input, you get positive output.
Yes.
Negative input, negative output.
Absolutely.
So how is that affecting us in our daily living? And I like the fact that this inventory will draw attention to those areas that we can look at how we're going to make adjustments, positive adjustments, whatever that is.
Absolutely. Making these adjustments. Thank you for sharing that. Folks, we got to look at it. We got to ask ourselves these questions. What do you see about yourself? What patterns are emerging in your life, Carmela? What cycles are moving? What are some of my common themes, recurrent themes, cycles? Cycles. I know I'm moving a lot. Cycles, patterns, cycles, themes, subject matter that comes out of my mouth. It comes out of my words. It's coming out of my texts, my postings. It's in my responses, in my reactions. I'm going to take inventory of what's going on. Because again, the self-care part is what are you doing between your doctor's appointments? The soul care is looking at your texts, your blogs, your posts, your journals, your emails, your responses by asking yourself these questions. So go ahead and write this down, everyone. I want you to write this down. Patterns, cycles, common themes, criticism, praise. What's happening? You know, you might even want to quantify it for the quantitative people.
All right.
Are you praising yourself at all? When's the last time you celebrated another person?
That's right. That's right.
When's the last time you praised somebody else? That's part of self-care. It can't always be about you.
Yeah.
Oh, I know we don't like that today, but maybe I'm not getting anything because I'm not giving anything.
That's good. I like that.
Criticizing and pointing out areas about myself. How often am I posting it? I see that a lot in social media. Folks, little hate mail, little subliminal messages. Well, I'm just putting it out there. That's a critique.
Yeah, it is.
That's a critique. And so what we're doing is we're just putting it out. Well, somebody has to say it. Doesn't mean you have to. Again, what you're doing is something's going on that there's a pattern or a cycle of criticism or pointing out a flaw in yourself or pointing out a flaw in someone else. And then if somebody is so positive, they're always extra in their positivity. Well, what else are we supposed to do? Constantly focus on negative energy? So,
I like that.
You know, so I think it's important that you know, what does your inventory tell you about yourself?
Yeah.
What does your inventory tell you about yourself? I'm loving this. This is good stuff today. Absolutely, Hope. These are great questions. The self-inventory reveals where we are. Yes, it does. Magnifying glass. Absolutely. We all share certain core characteristics that define who we are as human beings. Yes, yes. Thank you for sharing that. 2023, uplifting others, removing self. Excellent, excellent. Thank you for sharing that. And yes, we are a work in progress. Thank you for sharing that. I'm working on keeping myself as well as others lifted up in a positive way in my postings. Awesome.
Yes. Yes.
So again, folks, why are we doing this? We're taking inventory about where we are. And I'm going to go back to our question again at the beginning, which is, and I want you to take your time with this. What do you see? What patterns are appearing? What cycles are moving? What are the common themes? Is there criticism? Is it praise? Is it a victim's mindset? Is it victorious? All right, these are important things that we have to look at. Now, here's the ultimate question. Go ahead and write this down and work this during your week. What does your inventory go ahead. What does your inventory tell you about where you are and what energy you're giving off in the public realm right now? Take your time. You say, we're pausing a lot today. Yes, we need to really think through this. What does your inventory tell you about where you are and what energy you're giving off in the public realm right now? Look at all those texts. Just go on your page and scroll through it. See what you're saying. Look at the text. Go in your messages and look at the last text. Look at your group chats and your group messages. What's actually going on? And assess what you're saying and what you're giving off. That shows the state of your soul.
Yeah. That's good.
The themes. What themes are showing up? Give everybody a chance to think about this today.
So a lot of pause going on.
Quiet now.
Yes, a lot of pausing going on. That's good.
Yeah, when you're talking about soul care, yes, looking at you.
Yeah.
All right. Mm-hmm. So again, we started out with a clear definition on soul care, but I also wanted us to just remind ourselves that I want to look at my patterns and my cycles. Now, why do you think it's important to look at common themes? And audience, I want to ask you that too. Why is it important for you to look at your own patterns, your own cycles, and your own common themes?
I think it keeps you in check. And one thing that jumped to my mind is the fact that these are seeds that we plant. I sometimes have to remind myself that, it's not a negative thing to think like that in terms of, but you're still looking at what you're going to produce, and it somewhere is going to produce fruit in our thoughts, in our actions, in our responses. What seeds do we plant? Yeah. And it could be, like you said, the self-criticism that will manifest somewhere. And self-praise that will manifest somewhere, as well as, like you were saying, actually even building someone else, sowing seeds into someone else, that will manifest somewhere else. So I'm thinking, going back to the slide that you were talking about, thinking about that slide really, really helps us to look within to see the common themes that we are looking at in our lives manifest because of the seeds that we plant.
Yeah. And so let's go back and look at those seeds. Let's look at those patterns. Let's look at those cycles. Let's look at those themes. And let's be an honest assessment. Now, again, you might already be doing this very well, folks. But there's also room for growth. Yeah. That's why we're taking our time to look at where we are. Some people constantly, they're on target and they're on point. But this helps us in areas where we need to grow by taking inventory.
Yeah.
You got to leave room for growth.
Yeah.
I mean, if I have coffee and it's filled up the top, if I don't leave any room, I can't put any cream in it. Same thing with our life. If I don't take inventory, then there's no room for growth. Where else do I go if things are constantly on target? This is not about us just looking at flaws per se, but it's taking an inventory so we can see patterns and cycles and themes. That causes you to grow, especially in your professional life. If you're going to grow as a leader, you start looking at your decisions. You look at your choices. All right. This transcends your degrees. This transcends how long you've been on a job. That's why we do 360-degree feedback many times, because others see things that we're not seeing, right? Bright spots and blind spots. There are great things that we're doing and things that we need to improve in, areas that need to be transformed or changed or upgraded or expanded. And so what soul care does in asking these kinds of questions is causes us to look at, what am I seeing about myself? So that's the focus for this week as we start out September and we look at this new season that we're in. What else is happening during this time? Asking yourself, what does your inventory tell you about where you are? And what energy you're giving off in the public right now? All right? Let's look at some more comments that are coming in right now. Hopefully this is helpful to everyone as we're looking at our lives. Daily patterns. Let's see. Encourage and motivate, inspire myself and others. I point others to Christ regularly. I'm mindful to stay positive and see the silver lining in every situation. Awesome. Thank you for sharing that. Absolutely. Yes, we are the seeds we plant. Thank you so much for sharing that. Absolutely. Old patterns can be a hindrance to one's progression. That's why it's important to look at it. Thank you for sharing that, Cheryl. All right. Good stuff that's coming in. What else here? One area I've been intentionally working on is finding something to laugh about daily, even if it's just a funny meme. Yes, yes. Targeting laughter and humor. Thank you for sharing that. Yes, growth is living and evolving to who we are created to be. Thank you for sharing. What else we got coming in? Learning about yourself through trial and error is not always fun. Growth is necessary and effective. Thank you for the subject and renewal practice. You are welcome. And thank you that it's helping you as well. So, folks, I think this is good stuff that we're focusing on today as a renewal practice. What else are we going to do? How else are we going to experience this transformation? Well, also, I want you to put one area right now, what theme in your journal, you don't have to put it in the comments, but what theme have you identified? What cycle or pattern have you seen as you've taken inventory today? I know we like to look at the bright spots, but also I want you to look at what it is that you're developing. See, what we're doing is we're self-coaching. We're self-developing ourselves now by taking inventory, and we're pausing during a tea time to pause, to reflect, to increase resilience in the tea time community. All right, a few more things. Start taking control over your time and let go of consistency and allow space for flexibility. Those are two areas we want to emphasize. Hold on, my computer's starting to power down a little bit. Apologize for that. All right. So start taking control over your time. You don't always owe others your time. You can say no to things. You can say no to all kind of non-mandatory work.
That's good.
You don't have to participate in every organization. Matter of fact, I would also say this. Mel, you'll like this one. Do a time audit.
That's right.
Put this in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
Do a time audit.
Time wasters. That's what I always talk about.
Saying yes to everything. You're right on that, Hope. You with us on that one. Absolutely. You don't have to always owe others your time.
That's right.
Do a time audit as well. These are part of looking at where you are. All right. You know, something else that I want to say is also to let go of certain consistency. Now, of course, there are things that we need to regularly do right now. There are things that we need to do every day. But sometimes what we do, like, of course, you make it to work on time, you pay your bills, you're taking care of your children and things like that. But then sometimes we hold ourselves to unreasonable expectations. So if you can't do an hour every day or 30 minutes a day working out, maybe it's 20 minutes here and then 10 minutes another day. There's nothing wrong with switching things up as needed. Flexibility can help you, and it gives you back more of your time. So there are times that we're going to need to be flexible, okay, and how we're using our time. Like today is a Tuesday. So, if tea time is your focus, I'm going to use this time to meditate. I'm going to use this time to reflect and refresh myself. I'm intentional about increasing my resilience by participating in a renewal community. But then you may do something busier on Thursday, and that's fine because you balanced it out on Tuesday. So these are things that we want to be able to emphasize, again, about letting go of consistency. Some things you need to say, okay, I'm going to alter it a little bit so I can fit other things in my life. Well, any last thoughts on that as we close out tea time for today?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. I love talking about time utilization, but I think that's very key. Going back to the fact that you were saying that, what all areas of our lives that need attention. And sometimes we need to look at that aspect of time management and how we're spending it, because sometimes we need to allow our little bit of, wiggle room, the flexibility that you're talking about, because we don't want to run ourselves ragged and burn out.
Yes.
So that's another place of soul care, running around so much to that you burn out, and then you're really not refreshed and refueled to help someone else or to pay attention to the things that you really need to pay attention to.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And we got to be intentional about that.
Right. Intentionality counts.
Right. And that's something that I know that you coach to when it comes to helping people look at how they utilize their time. And so you just said again, each area needs care, each area needs attention. Yeah. Before we close out, one more time, I just want to share with everyone that today during tea time, we also have, this is Giving Tuesday. So for those of you that may be new to Tea Time community, we want to welcome you. For those of you that are new to the Renewal Center, we want to welcome you. Want to encourage you. We have a mobile app. So we want you to download our mobile app. You can download it in your store right now. Follow us on all of our social media sites. Subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. And if you are in Charlotte, you're in Concord, you need a renewal community. Tuesday through Friday, we are here 10 to 5 p.m. Connect with us. If you work remotely, you want to get out of the house and work in a different environment, come here, log into the, come work on the porch, come work in the dark room, come work in the action room, come work in the front voice room, come in. Even Sassy, my little dog, is here. Even Sassy will say hi. Yes. Even the renewal dog is here.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, because you're creating an environment of renewing. Mm-hmm. So on Giving Tuesday, we want you to consider giving to the Renewal Center. We have many programming through our grief recovery services. We've got many things here on site that are good for you as you connect with your total well-being. That is part of who we are as the Center for Prophetic Thought, Voice, Art, and Action. We've got grief recovery services. So I want to give you an opportunity to connect with us in your giving. Here are the ways that you can partner with the Renewal Center. I want to humbly ask you today to consider donating to the Renewal Center. Consider being a partner as you help us achieve our vision and our mission to bring total well-being and wellness to others with hospitality. And we're excited and grateful to be able to present this to others. So here are the ways that you can give. I want to encourage you. Download the mobile app. That's one of the best ways you can regularly connect with us and donate to the Renewal Center. But you also can mail a check, a money order. You can do Venmo at Renewal Center. We have Zelle and PayPal, which is our email address, the Renewal Center 2020 at Gmail. You can text Renewal Center right now to 888-364-4483. At the bottom of the screen, it was already streaming the renewalcenters.com/give and CashApp, Cash Renewal Center. So I want to encourage you to participate in that as well. Before we close out, I just want to offer one last practice, and it is an actual scripture for today. And I think will help strengthen us. And I want to encourage you to take a look at this potentially here in the book of Mark. And I want to offer a spiritual insight to this. Mark chapter 6, 30-31. And I want you leaders to think about this. Those of you that are very busy, you've got a lot of projects. The text says the apostles then rendezvoused with Jesus and reported on all that they had done and taught. Jesus said this, "Come off by yourselves. Let's take a break and get a little rest." For there was constant coming and going. They didn't even have time to eat. Wow.
Wow. That's powerful.
Now here's Jesus, the Christ. The apostles rendezvous with Jesus. Give him an update. Hey, here's what's happening. Here's what we did. And Jesus said, come off by yourselves. Let's take a break and get a little rest. For there was constant coming and going. They didn't even have time to eat. Skipping your lunch. Constantly going through drive-through, rushing through your lunch, rushing through meetings. Didn't even have time.
That's good.
So I just needed to just drop that nice word on you. Let that word dig into your mind, dig into your heart. Really think through that. And so I wanted to end our renewal practice with a scripture to inform us, to inspire us, but also cause us to focus on what we need to do to focus on each area needs care and each area needs attention.
Oh, that was good.
Yeah, got to drop a little word now.
Yeah, that was good. Because I was thinking a lot of us on two wheels going through the drive-through. And forgetting lunch and all that kind of stuff. I was just like, it made me think about that. That's so true. And so I'm glad you brought light to that through that scripture.
Yep.
Kind of put things into perspective about what we're actually doing with our time.
Absolutely. So thank you, everyone, for connecting with us today on our tea time. We're looking forward to next week. You're coming back every Tuesday, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd at 12 p.m., 12 noon Eastern Standard Time, and 4th Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Please put in the comments, what are your takeaways from today? What did you learn? How are you going to grow in this? What are your takeaways that you want to immediately apply for your soul care? What was new for you today? Something new that you learned, or something that you're sharpening your saw, something that you need to sharpen or strengthen as a result of today's tea time. While you're thinking on that, again, I want to just invite you, those of you, we have a Reforming Culture. We're doing a teaching on the mind of Christ from September to May. We want you to register. When you download the mobile app, you can register there. You can register through our website. You can register through our social media pages. That starts this coming Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. And so we want to encourage you to become an active participant in our Reforming Culture each Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. Last year, we did Ephesians. The year before that, we did Nehemiah. The year before that, we did Habakkuk. This year, we're concentrating on the mind of Christ. So I want to encourage you to register for that course. I also, lastly, want to share with you that here at the Renewal Center, well, two more things. One last thing I want to share also is that we have this coming Sunday for our new U Digital Discipleship. We're going to be doing communion. Communion is also part of soul care as well. It's also part of developing who you are in communion with God. And so we're going to be focusing on that. And I just want to share with you briefly, if you'd like to connect with us, please connect with us. You can join us this coming Sunday for the new U Digital Discipleship Service, Sunday, September 10th. The word says that they broke bread together from Acts 2:42. And so we want to encourage you to come and connect with us here at the Renewal Center for our digital discipleship and our communion this coming Sunday. Those of you that are in Concord, in the region, Charlotte, we will be on site. And so you can come and receive communion with us. We're looking forward to what we're going to be expanding here live in our hybrid services as well in 2024. Lots to come for the Renewal Center in the next year. We are excited about that. And then lastly, I want to share with you our director of our digital stewardship and renewal, Hope T. Melton. She leads Hope Diamonds Ministries. And so I want to share with you today, because Carmela and I have been invited to be speakers at her gathering, the prophetic encounter, the Dig Deep prophetic encounter, the second one. And so it is September 29th and September 30th. It is going to be hybrid. So we're going to have space here at the Renewal Center on site and also online. So, but if you're going to attend virtually, please make sure that you register by September 17th, because virtual registration closes September 17th. So hope if you're out there watching right now, please drop the link in the comments. For those of you that want to register, we want to encourage you. The focus this year is divine insight. Pastor Carmela Head, she's going to be kicking it off on Friday night. Apostle Hope will be speaking as well on Saturday. I'll be closing things out on Saturday afternoon. And so I'm grateful to be able to participate in this focus on divine insight. Why are we focusing on divine insight? It's important that we live with discernment, that we walk in accuracy, and that we are in sync with the Lord. And so scripture says, if your eye is single, your body will be full of light. The question is, what is your eye focusing on? What is it single on? What is it looking at? And so it's important that we have divine insight so we can live a life of accuracy. We can live a life of clarity. We can live a life of wisdom that impacts our character. And so we want to invite you to that as well. So let's go ahead and read any comments, any takeaways. All right. Hopefully, got a few takeaways here. All right. No more eating on the run. No more eating on the run. No more eating on the run. All right. Glad you got the word from Luke. All right. Absolutely. Thank you so much. Takeaway. Be mindful of the words I speak. Thank you for that takeaway. right ouch. Not sure what ouch does, but whatever it did, that's a good ouch, I guess. Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing these insightful renewal practices. I've learned that it's important to do self-checks to ensure a healthy balance emotionally, mentally, physically, and spiritually. Intentional soul care. All right. And again, Hope has placed it there. So if you will, please check the comments if you want to register today. But if you're going to do virtual, September 17th is when it closes. Mel, thank you for staying on today.
I'm glad I stayed on, and thank you for these renewal practices today. Jumpstart September, soul care, self-care. I'm ready.
This has been good. So everybody, take inventory.
Yes.
Take inventory. We will see you next time. And as we always say, take care of each other. I renewal.